Yes, people, what's happening? And welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well. I really do hope that, and I've returned for more Chelsea news. That's right, you hungry little goblins, I'm back for more to feed you straight from the spoon of YouTube into your gob. Nom nom nom. Yes, Chelsea making moves. Of course, we've still got 1,000 million players to sell. We are actually already generating lots of P's, lots of that dinero, of course, completing the sales of, you know, Humphreys, Petrovic, Kepa, heck, Noni Madueke. We're on the cusp of selling more as well. So money's being made, lots of work to be done. But Florian Plettenberg of Sky Germany talking about Xavi Simons. Already talks are happening. Wow, that's caught a lot of people out. As well as the valuation from, that's of course Sky Germany, Sky in the UK, Cava, Solikol, whatever his name is. He's talked about Jackson. Huge money for Jackson. Should we sell him? Pretty interesting case to be made there as well. Hey man, thanks for coming back. Very pleased to have you here. Very happy to see the community growing. If you want to be a part of that, like this video, subscribe if you want to, hit the bell if you choose to, and let's get into it. Alright, mate. First of all, considering Matteo Moretto, journalist, said Atletico and Chelsea are in talks to agree the final amount of the transfer of Renato Vega. The player has already said yes to the Madrid club, paraphrasing here, and Chelsea wants £35 million. Oh, that is pretty much sweet spot trebling money. 35 million quids. Incredible business. Incroyable. Great move for young Renny Vega, I'd say. Presumably, after speaking to the club, he's understood, I would guess, that he gets to play in his preferred position, which of course is the centre-back position. Look, whatever happens with Vega, it's going to be a great profit, but if we get £35 million, you must say the project is looking like it works. I like Vega. I would have had no issue with him staying at Chelsea and being a part of the squad, but like, let's be real, man, and we're going to get onto this with Xavi Simons in a bit, but the quality of Chelsea's starting 11, and indeed the players that most would feature off the bench in high profile games, the quality is going sky high, man. And you know, I'm not suggesting Vega couldn't be one of those players that come off the bench or starts the odd game, but maybe he's perceiving himself as like, even though we won't have necessarily a B team per se, certainly not like the Conference League campaign. Now we're in the Champions League. Now we're champions of the world. When you carry that, you got to have superb quality all over the gaff, and seemingly we'll have that. So, Renny Vega, Atletico Madrid, I reckon it's going to happen. So, Jackson, Nico Jackson, always talking about Nico Jackson. Cava Solikol says on Sky Sports today, Chelsea value Nicolas Jackson between, take a deep breath, 80 and 100 million pounds. £80 million is like 100 million euros as well. 100 million pounds. Okay, let's just quickly check something. Okay, so Chelsea paid just over 30 million for Nico Jackson. This is a reported fee. I thought it was 33 million euros. It's saying 32 million pounds. 33 million euros would have been 29 million pounds, under 30 million pounds. Obviously, reports. I'm getting this from an AI answer on Google search, so, you know, whatever. Obviously, let's keep reading. Chelsea are under no pressure to sell. True, big dick. He's got 8 years left. 8 years left of this contract. Can you wait for us and run your contract down? No, he's got 8 years. Eight years left. He's been at Chelsea for 2 years. He's already been at 2 years. He's got 8 years left. A number of Premier League clubs in Europe and Saudi Arabia are interested in signing Jackson. And if you've been watching my content lately, you will know. Not surprised. Very good player. Ups and downs. Good moments, bad moments. But very, very useful tactically. Very efficient in how he helps the attack. It's there to see on the eye test. It's there to see in the data. I'm not going to go into it every single video. If he were to leave, the £79 million Liverpool are paying for Hugo Ekitike would be used as a benchmark for any potential deal. So this is the line, yeah? This is your tagline here. Jackson, Chelsea's Nicolas Jackson, has a better scoring and goal involvement record over the past 2 seasons than Hugo Ekitike in a higher standard league. Yeah. The best league, the highest standard of league. There's none better than the Premier League. What's the Bundesliga? I mean, it can't be any higher than third, because La Liga's, the second highest quality often reported as. What is the third? Serie A came back for a little bit. I guess Bundesliga. It could be Serie A, because the Italian teams are always not good. They're winning competitions, getting to Champions League finals and the regs. I reckon Serie A is third. And the Bundesliga's fourth. It's just Bayern and vibes. Bayern and vibes with a little bit of Dortmund in there. Frankfurt did win the Conference League a little while ago. But, true. Yeah, so Jackson's offered higher productivity at a higher level. We'll speak about that in just a little bit more in just a second. Meanwhile, any incomes at Chelsea could be exit dependent. Chelsea would ideally like to start the season with 3 high quality players who can play the 9 role. Of course, we've signed Liam Delap and Joao Pedro this summer. If Jackson was to leave, they may sign a wide player instead of a number 9, because Pedro Neto, of course, has deputised as the false 9 down the middle. Xavi Simons, more on him in a moment. Alejandro Garnacho, Morgan Rogers, and Yildiz. Ooh. Are some players Chelsea are currently looking at. Right. This is something I will repeat myself on. Yes. Ekitike, Chelsea. Look, Ekitike is the shining star of that Frankfurt team. They're taking away their biggest star. Taking away Jackson, you're not taking away Chelsea's biggest star. So you've got to look at, you can't just look at the productivity in the data. You've got to look at the context. That's why he won't go for as much as Ekitike. But Chelsea absolutely would be well within their right to present the data to the buyers, whether it's a Man United or a European club or a Saudi club. They'd be like, look at Ekitike, yeah? Look at this guy. Jackson's done more in a higher level of standard league. Of course, more context is required. He's playing for Chelsea with loads of quality around him. Frankfurt have been good, but again, he had a great partnership with Marmoush Ekitike, but there will be points on both sides. But Chelsea will be, of course, well within their right. But this is almost certainly a briefing from someone in Chelsea being like, yeah, but he's good and we say this. But that's right. That's what they should be doing as a business, Should we sell Jackson? It will get the juice out of him, get all the money. I think he makes Man United a lot better. I've said this before. I think if he goes to Man United, Jackson, if we are to use Man United as a talking point here, potential landing spot, he makes Man United much better than, in my opinion, Noni Madueke makes Arsenal. But Man United are way less of a threat, so it's not as bad. 80 to 100 million pounds. I mean, they're doubling their money if they sell him for 60. They're doubling their money on the third choice striker if they sell him for 60. Wow. I genuinely think they'd be happy keeping him though, because they like Jackson. Provided he can sort his head out and stuff, he's really, really useful. Like I said, they do all throughout the last couple of years. There's been analysis segments, real good footballing men or data analysts or scouts going, yeah, Nicolas Jackson's actually really good, really good, really good. The streets might be, the stocks might be down in the streets, but in the nerd rooms, they're still high. All right, so from Sky in England over to Sky Germany, Florian Plettenberg from Sky Deutschland. Mein Bruder. Danke, bitte. He says this on X. Chelsea have a serious interest in Xavi Simons. Is it Simons or Simons? Let me know in the comments. Simons or Simons? I've always said Xavi Simons. But I also I've heard people say different versions. So I understand talks between the club and the players' camp have already started. It's not like expressing interest. Ooh, we're thinking about it. Arsenal vibe. It's no, they're talking to the player now. No club-to-club talks yet, though. First, it needs to be checked whether an agreement could be reached between Chelsea and the player. So, agreeing personal terms. The camp's been spoken to. Chelsea are currently the most concrete option. So, Arsenal have been monitoring the situation. Bayern are not concretely in the race so far. But Max Abel, isn't he the sporting director? I think he's the sporting director of Bayern Munich. Let me just double check, because if I let that one float and I'm wrong, I seem like a knobber. Yeah, he's the director of sport at Bayern München. He's informed about everything. Xavi wants to leave Leipzig. Of course, Bayern would be an interesting potential landing spot because of the injury to Musiala, but he will be back in half a season's time, thankfully for him, and indeed all spectators of football that enjoy watching him. Because Xavi Simons is interesting, and there's a bigger discussion to be had here. First of all, very high profile, will be an excellent signing if he comes to Chelsea. It'll be more, I think loads of Chelsea fans will breathe out a collective sigh of relief that it's not going to be Alejandro Garnacho. Simons is not a proper left winger, like, for example, Jamie Gittins is. Jamie Gittins would be your conventional left winger, chalk on your boots, you know, touchline, byline, dribbling in, 1v1s, to popping shots off. Xavi Simons would be much more of an inside left pocket player, which is seemingly getting congested now because that's supposedly how Enzo Maresca sees Santos, even though we've seen Santos play the deeper role, and well. Cole Palmer plays in both right or left pocket, as well as sometimes the wings coming inside. I wonder if this would dictate more tactical versatility from the Chelsea manager going into different shapes. Enzo Fernandez, of course, thrived there, scored loads of goals, crashing the box late, occupying that space. You know, Dewsbury Hall, but I mean, are we going to sell Dewsbury Hall? I have no idea. I literally have no idea. Yeah, so there's a lot of players there as well. I mean, Esteval's a number 10 as well. It's kind of interesting. I think he would be the other left-sided option. Like, if you go with Gittins, you've got a touchline winger, he'll hold the width. If you're going with Xavi Simons, maybe it will be a particular tactical setup where Cucurella gets forward and he holds the width, which of course we've seen lots before. Malagusto on the right advancing, holding the width sometimes, if it's not a winger. And so, this could be like, you know, if the fullback gets forward and the left side of the attacker comes inside, Xavi Simons, thank you, or Simons, young Xavi, perfect. It'd be very, very exciting. He's obviously really young still. He's, how old is he? He is 22. Hot dog. I thought he was older than that. So he's super young still. And he could be available for a really affordable deal. It looks like he's, yeah, he could be for under 60 million euros, maybe? Much more exciting than the other potential alternatives we've been linked to. And yeah, man, I dig it, bro. I think it would be good. I would be excited with that. I'd feel like, I mean, surely at that point, the attack's complete. The attack has to be complete there. Right? Let me know though, guys. Leave your thoughts, feelings and emotions down in the comment section below. Thank you for supporting the content. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Daily content, of course, on the second channel, Football Yannick. If you're interested in more from me that's not Chelsea related, go check that out. Just search Football Yannick on YouTube. Enjoy the football. Look after yourselves. Peace.